able to take part in the thing ceremony with Siobhan, so that'll be nice. And that's 2 of 4. And I'm not counting or keeping track, but that's still 2 of 4. So.
Congress trying to pass. Well, I have 7,000 IRA. Yeah.
And Lizette.
Yes, sir.
When Steve gets there, because he has that verbiage, I'm going to open the meeting, and when he walks in, let Steve know that I will have him read that, so he doesn't have to worry about shooting it over to me. I will have him read that for us, so we'll have that at the start of the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Hey, so, Greg, you're there. Brian, you're there. Wallis, you're there. Is Ben on the air? Ben, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we have all of the time for Steve to get there. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Have you present that information for the community? Say, okay, folks, it's now 5:36. I call the order the Rosamond Community Services Directors Meeting, December the 8th, 2021. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
President Rick Webb.
Present.
Vice President Mary Glennan.
Here.
Dr. Ben Stewart.
Here.
Dr. Alfred Wallis.
Here.
Dr. Greg Webb.
Here. Will the record show the record's presence 5-0? Okay, can we have the Pledge of Allegiance? Steve, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Yes. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
To the republic which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve, progress continue. Would you please present the, I don't know if it's the governor's declaration, but the memo we have regarding public meetings, please?
Yes, a state of emergency continues to directly impact the ability of the members to meet safely in person. And as a result of the governor's proclaimed state of emergency, meeting in person continues to impact the ability of members to safely meet in person. And it would be proper for the president to entertain a motion that moves that the Rosamond Community Service District continue to meet via teleconference under AB 361's modified requirement on the basis that the state of emergency continues to directly impact the ability of members to meet safely.
Okay, board, the information was just supplied by the general manager. Based on the verbiage supplied, may I get a motion to accept that and continue as the continued procedure of having our online meeting through the declaration by the governor?
So moved, Director Glennan.
I have a motion by the Director Glennan. Can I get a second?
Second, Director Wood.
Okay, I have a motion by Vice President Glennan, a second by Director Wood. Now, a roll call vote for the approval, please.
President Rick Webb.
Yes.
Yes. Director Beth Stewart,
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallis,
Yes.
Director Greg Webb.
For the record, show that for the motion for the information provided by the general manager, we have a 5-0 vote for approval. I go on down to the approval of the agenda. May I have a motion for the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved. Director Glennan.
And can I get a second?
Second, Director Stewart.
Okay, so we have a motion by Vice President Glennan, a second by Director Stewart for the approval of the agenda. May I get a roll call vote, please?
President Webb,
Yes.
Vice President Glennan,
Yes.
Director Beth Stewart,
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallis,
Yes.
Director Greg Webb.
Yes.
So with the record shows that for the approval agenda, we had a 5-0 vote. Now we're down to public comments. At this time, any person may address the board on any subject matter within the district jurisdiction which is not on the agenda. However, any non-agenda matter will be referred to staff or report on our action as a separate report, and no action can be taken on any such item discussed unless the action has been authorized under Section 549.4 of the government code. Any person may also address the board on any agenda matter at the time the matter is discussed prior to board consideration and action. Speakers requested to limit their time to 5 minutes. It's now 5:40, and we open the floor for public comments. There are no public comments. We close the public comments, and we go down to the voluntary public roll call via teleconference. If any member of the public on teleconference would like to identify themselves as present for this meeting, please do so for the recording of the minutes. If anyone would like to identify themselves, go ahead.
Rosamond News and Rosamond E-News, this community's adjudicated newspapers for the last 35 years, is here and will post on YouTube this meeting within 2 days.
Thank you, Derek. Good evening, Mr. Joy, sir.
Good evening, Rick.
Is there anyone else in the community like to have themselves identified? Okay, let's continue with new business. We have new business item. It's MB number 1. Steve, the proclamation. We have to have a motion for the proclamation and then vote on it, correct?
We've done that, and we did that at the beginning.
Okay, so we're gonna, as far as the proclamation, to vote on it, correct?
That's correct, and you can move to closed session.
Okay, at this time here, we'll move down to, we're going in on the 2 items, correct, Steve?
Yes.
Okay, directors, if you could, let's go ahead and we're going to sign off on the open session. We're going to closed session. We'll be just, we have the 2 items there. So, all right, folks, everybody in the closed session.
You've got to take a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, can I have a motion to go into closed session? Sorry about that, folks. I got ahead of myself. Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
I'll move, Director Glennan.
We have a motion by Director Glennan. Can I get a second for closed session?
I'll second.
Was that Director Wood?
Wallis, yes.
Director, we have a motion by Vice President Glennan, a second by Director Wood for closed session. Have a roll call vote, please.
President Webb,
Yes.
Vice President Glennan,
Yes.
Director Beth Stewart,
No.
Director Alfred Wallis,
Yes.
Director Greg Webb.
Yes.
The record show 5-0 votes to go into closed session at 5:43 p.m. We're going into closed session, folks.
Then you go here, but then you have to zoom in.
Okay, zoom in.
See?
Okay.
You gotta, I like to get it
Just right. Okay.
so the edges don't show.
Okay.
And then just let it roll.
the Lizette or Steve, are you on yet?
We're here.
Okay. The two directors in the building, are they there?
Yes, they're here.
Okay. If all the directors are present, may I have a motion to come out of closed session?
So moved, Director Glennan.
Okay, I have a motion by Vice President Glennan. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
That was Wallis.
Okay, so we have a motion by Vice President Glennan and a second by Director Wallis to come out of closed session. Roll call vote, please.
President Request.
Yes.
Vice President Glennan.
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace.
Yes.
Director Greg Webb.
Yes.
Will the record show there's a 5-0 vote to come to closed session? There's nothing to report on the closed session. We will now continue to the open session. Open session will start the open session, general session at 6:34 p.m. The public comment part reads as, at this time, any person may address the board on any subject matter within the jurisdiction which is now on the agenda. However, any non-agenda matter will be referred to the staff for a report or action at a subsequent board meeting, and no action can be taken on any such item discussed unless the action has been authorized under Section 5495.4.2 Board of the Government Code. Any person may also address the board on any agenda matter at the time the matter is discussed prior to board consideration and action. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to 5 minutes. We're now opening the floor for public comments.
Mr. President, did you report no action taken in closed session?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Hearing no one else, Byron Glenn is a member of the community. I'd like to make this public comment like I've been doing. At our last regular meeting, I gave 4 policies that I modified to fit Rcsd that were policies of Southern Current. Number 2, new members to become oriented quickly the function and working procedures of the board, and we've kind of done that. 3, management and fellow employees and learn to communicate effectively. Thank you.
Byron, those are point on. Thank you very much for sharing those. Let's continue on now with the voluntary public roll call via teleconference. Any member of the public on teleconference who wishes to identify themselves as present for this meeting may do so for the minutes and the record. If anyone in the public would like to be recognized, go ahead, please. Hearing none, we'll move. Are you able to combine the 4 minutes for approval? Do I have to break them out one by one?
No, you can combine them.
Okay, can I get a motion for one of the directors for minutes M1, M2, M3, and M4? It's approval of the November 18th special board meeting, the November 16th engineering committee meeting, the November 10th regular board meeting, and the November 8th strategic workshop minutes. Can I get your approval? A motion to have all those approved, please?
So moved, Director Glennan.
Can we have a motion by Vice President Glennan? Can I get a second?
Second, Director.
Okay, we have a motion by Vice President Glennan, a second by Director Wood. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Request.
Yes.
Vice President Byron Glennan.
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace.
Yes.
Director Greg Wood.
Yes.
Will the record show that for the minutes for approval of M1, M2, M3, and M4, there was a 5-0 vote. Down to consent calendar, we have CC1, approved check voucher registered from 11/2/2021 to 11/29/2021. May I get a motion, please?
So moved, Director Glennan.
We have a motion by Vice President Glennan. May I get a second? Who gave the second?
Wood.
Wood. We have a motion by Vice President Glennan. We have a second by Director Wood. May I have a roll call vote, please?
President Request.
Yes.
Vice President Byron Glennan.
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace.
Yes.
Director Greg Wood.
Yes.
For the record, show that we have a 5-0 vote for the consent calendar approval of the check voucher. Let's move down to presentations. It's the water reclamation plan update. Brock Smith, are you there, sir?
I am. Good evening. How are you?
Evening, sir. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you. The contractor at the wastewater treatment plant has experienced various delays as we near completion of the plant. One of those delays has been procurement of items necessary for the startup of the blowers. The blower manufacturer was on site for the startup and experienced some issues with the electrical controls on the blower. The replacement parts were ordered approximately a month and a half ago. Unfortunately, when those parts arrived, it was noticed that the wrong parts were shipped to repair the blowers. So, unfortunately, these parts are coming from overseas. There has been some delays in shipping, but the blower manufacturer has committed to having those parts to the site by December 20th, and we hope to see construction resume at that time.
Okay. And Brock, anything else is online? Coming together for us?
Yes, it is. That's one of the major outstanding components on the wastewater treatment plant. And once those parts arrive, we can continue the startup and testing of the plant.
Oh, outstanding. Good news. Good news. Anything else to report, sir?
No, that's all.
Directors, any questions for Brock? Thank you, Brock. Let's go on. Go ahead.
Brock, where are the parts from?
You broke up a little bit there. I think you asked where the parts are coming from. The electrical components are coming from a contractor to airs and blowers, part of the electrical controls that control the speed of the blower. Those were shipped from Korea, and when they arrived, the wrong part was shipped. So I believe they were probably shipped by boat on the first round, and it looks like the second round they're trying to have those shipped by plane, so we received those a little bit faster.
Any other questions for Brock? Okay, let's move on to director comments. Greg, we'll start with you.
I think we are last meeting for the year. This opportunity to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and all of your families. And I want to thank staff and employees for all of their hard dedication to this community. Their time. And Merry Christmas.
All right, thank you. Hey, Ben Stewart, Director Stewart, you're up, sir.
I don't have anything at this time.
Thank you, sir. Director Wallis?
I just want to wish everybody and staff Merry Christmas.
Director Glennan?
This past week, I was able to attend the Aqua JPIA conference in Pasadena, where I updated 2 of the required certifications for board members. I attended an extensive interview on the 7 decades of Medicare. It was really interesting. The lady really knew what she was talking about and gave how each change came about and why. One program I attended contrasted the cost of water quality then and now. Many government jobs are based on new regulations every single year. So they just keep adding regulations and adding employees of the government. One session went over the key appellate court decisions and their impact on water. And they have a tremendous impact on water, the court decisions, as well as the regulations. One very interesting session I attended was on the security in modern age, the role of cybersecurity in our water system. We hear about the electrical grid and the worry about cyber concerns there, but we don't hear much about the security and the cyber problem of having water delivered that is as adequate water. And one last thing, come July, I will be a great-great-grandfather for the first time. I mean, a great-grandfather for the first time. I'll have a great-grandson in July. And his name...
Congratulations.
His name will be something Watermaker.
Congratulations, Sheriff Byron.
That's the young fellow who's the sheriff in San Diego.
Okay, yeah, you told me we were talking about him. Congratulations to you folks. Did you have anything else, Byron?
That's it.
Hello. Okay. Hey, Byron, did you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Folks, it looks like we're turning a corner on this virus thing we've had, so I hope everyone stays as well as they can be. I hope the holidays and Christmas is good and healthy for all of them. And my number 2, Siobhan, she's getting married this weekend, so I'm kind of excited about that. Having 4 daughters, getting them off your books is an exciting moment for me, so I wish her and her future well. And I'm excited about it. Like I said, I've been blessed with a wonderful wife and 5 wonderful children, and I'm excited for her and her new journey. But we'll get there. And with that, Steve, you have the floor. General Manager's report.
I have an issue that I'd like to bring to the attention of the board, and if you recall, a couple years ago, we authorized a payment out to Burke Williams Sorensen, our council that's taking care of our workout on the bonds in the community. And because they weren't getting paid for their work sufficient to compensate them for their time and expenses, the district paid that expense, but recouped that back within 6 months. So the district is going to, the staff is going to once again produce $134,791.62 of a total backlog of $181,827.47. And the assessment districts themselves will put up $47,000 and change, but we'll recoup that once again as those revenues come in. It's to keep our continuity with our law firm that is handling the workout. We can't lose it at this point, and it's in the best interest of the district, in the bonds, in the workout. And we just wanted the board to be informed of our action to move forward.
Oh, thank you, Steve, on that.
The other item that I have was under communications. Over the last several weeks, our staff has been discussing the strategic plan, our strategic plan, and many of our discussions have surrounded our media outreach. Although we've made significant strides in being transparent by utilizing various mediums to advise the community of the status of the district in the areas of budget, water rates, the drought, emergency preparedness, and the need to secure water resources for the district over the long term. D-Axis has done and continues to do a wonderful job on our behalf. However, it's our belief the district needs to construct a community service district bulletin board to scroll messages in real time so the mobile community is kept aware of what is going on in the community. In the weeks to come, the staff will be researching the proper size and cost of an LED scrolling marquee or small billboard to bring back to your board for further discussion. I have no idea what the cost of doing this is, but we're going to research it so we can put activities in the community or in the district on the board
so people, as they drive by, they can see what's going on. When there's a board meeting, it's readily available. So we're looking forward to doing the research on that. We'll probably, and I know Z-Access is listening, so we're probably going to turn to them to get us some ideas of proper size, what the best bang for our buck would be to put messages on it and scroll those messages, different types, water savings issues, etc.
It'll be on the property here.
It'll be on the property. The property here on the corner is all part of our property, and it'll be somewhere close to the intersection.
And I've seen that big sign Rosamond's got on the freeway. They won't let them put nothing on it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the sign company that had the power to stop.
That was Lamar. You're exactly right.
Lamar had the power to stop it.
But you know, on the church, they won't let you put up a sign, Caltrans, for any off-premises advertising. If it's advertising, like that steakhouse has got a sign up there, they're going to make them take it down.
Yep. If it's by a state highway, you got issues. If we're on a county highway, we'll research it before we put it up.
You know, I've asked this way back when that was, if he was to lease that facility that he's built to a public agency, then could a public agency use that?
I don't know.
Get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sign company stopped that. I thought it was Caltrans.
No, the sign company, well, Caltrans did, but the sign company is the one that
They lobbied.
they lobbied it.
Yeah. Power, huh?
Yep.
Steve, any additional, any more of your report? Is that it?
Nope. And that concludes my report.
Hey, I bypassed the legal counsel. Legal counsel, do you guys need anything to report, sir?
Nothing to report tonight.
Okay, let's continue. The Assistant General Manager, any update?
Good evening. Nothing to report.
Okay, we have Public Works update.
Thank you. Public Works staff has continued our effort with sewer cleaning and inspection. Since the last board meeting, Public Works staff cleaned 10,000 feet of sewer mains. We treated and inspected 46 sewer manholes, and we recently received our new Envirosite Rover sewer inspection camera. Staff has been trained on that camera and has had a chance to test the camera multiple days. We're currently working on our schedule for inspections next year. And that concludes my report.
Okay, outstanding. Ben, Director Stewart, are you there? Yes, sir. Director Stewart. You had brought up in one of our meetings about changing the color of the sign and whatnot, and we had briefly talked about it. So perhaps we could get back on that at some point and look to address that after the first of the year, because you brought up some good points about it, and we briefly talked about it, but we didn't move forward. So maybe you could coordinate that with the GM, and that would be one of our first year goals for 2022 to work on. You had presented some good ideas about the sign, the logo, and all that, about changing the district logo there, the color scheme and all that. So maybe you and the GM can meet. We look at working on that after the first of the year. I would be delighted to. Okay.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
before you close, I have one more comment.
Okay.
And I didn't hear Brock mention it, but their cleaning, sewer cleaning, has been about 3 times that of last year, about 150% more, and they cleaned only part of the year. And then you never want to hear about water leaks. Nobody cares about water leaks. But looking at our water leaks that we have, they're not increasing or decreasing. They're staying pretty stable in numbers. However, our population is growing. So it makes on top of this, we're reducing actually the number based on the population that we have. And my hat's off to the crews. They're constantly coming and going, and it just shows with those numbers that they're staying on top of it, and we're reducing those. We've got an age system there. We have different issues when they're put in from time to time. So we stay on it. It's all part of the business.
Well, appreciate the effort on everyone's part. I appreciate you guys very much. If there's nothing else to be said, can I get a motion for an adjournment?
Don't move, Director Glennan.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion by Vice President Glennan, a second by Director Wallis. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Vice President Glennan,
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart,
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallis,
Yes.
Director Greg Wood.
Okay, well, the record showed that it was a 5-0 vote for an adjournment. It's now 6:54 p.m. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
That was a really short meeting.
Yeah.
They approved all of them all at once. The M whatever, the M 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. The meeting last night was about 45 minutes, so they could have tacked this one onto that one, but then they wouldn't have gotten the $185
For yeah.
for coming to the meeting.
Meeting, yeah. Yeah, good night, John.
Good night. Thanks for doing this.